Okay, so now we know basically what a computer program is. We know that there's different programming languages for different hardware. We know there's all kinds of different hardware because we use it every day. Now the problem is what are we going to do? What is this course all about, and how are we actually going to program the computer? Now, I already said we're going to use Python to do the brunt of this programming in this course. So we have some inherent limitations for things that we can do. So, for example, we can't turn around and go write an iOS application that runs on an iPhone. This application is only going to run on a computer. It should run on a Windows computer or a Mac or a Linux computer, all the same. So we want to kind of draw that out in the beginning. And so it brings up a key concept here that you always have to keep in the back of your mind, is that before you start writing a computer program, you need to think about what are you trying to accomplish. Now, in this video series, what we're going to be doing is one of the problems that kids have is they have a hard time counting money. Now, every kid can say that's a quarter, that's a nickel, that's a dime, but what happens when they run into a situation where they need to hand change to someone for purchasing something and they don't know how to do that. They don't have the exact change to give them, and therefore they're lost trying to think about, well, how much do I need to give, and what happens if I don't have any quarters but I got a bunch of dimes, or I don't have any dimes but I got a bunch of nickels. And so what we're going to be trying to do in this video is we're going to be developing an application. We're going to start off pretty simple, but we're going to build on it until to see if we can actually get graphics involved to be able to actually show pictures of money and let you practice by dragging that money into the answer to be able to answer the problems that you're given in the thing. So you've got something to practice. So not only are we going to be practicing counting our money, but we're going to write the application, or we're going to try to write the application that's going to allow you to do that practicing. So in this series, we're trying to solve a problem that you have and that all other kids have, and that is how to look at a piece of money, determine how much its value is, and then be able to add it up to be able to answer a problem, to be able to give someone money so that you can pay for something that you're wanting to buy. So that's going to be the goal that we're going to have. We'll see how far we get along. We'll see, it could be, and this is something to kind of keep in mind too, is there are plenty of situations where I will pick a language, I'll start developing this application to try to solve this problem, only to realize that the language that I picked is not really the best language to do what I'm trying to accomplish. And so I will end up having to take all of my code, throw it in the trash can, back up, and start over in a new language, which is perfectly okay. It's just part of the learning process. So every mistake we make while we're doing this is just something else that we've learned not to do in the future, or we've learned the limitations of certain languages to do certain things. And so I'll end this video in one quick example. Everybody knows what a Tesla car is. A Tesla car is a battery-powered car. It's the most popular car in the world. Tesla chose Python to write the program that runs inside the car that tells the car how to drive down the road. So they hired a bunch of Python programmers. They all sat down and they developed all this software to have this car be able to drive down the road, and it works really neat. The problem is that as they progressed and the program started getting bigger and bigger, they realized Python is not the best programming language to do all of this stuff in, because it's too slow. It doesn't have the ability to run as fast as something that's written in, for example, C or C++ or Rust. And so this limitation kind of built them around something that they couldn't work through. They had run into a limitation that they couldn't get through. And so it caused them to have to, as a company, and it cost a lot of money, to back up off of that process and rewrite the entire engine in C++, which is what they're doing right now. So even us as kids and parents and teachers learning how to program, big companies with lots of money and lots of smart people working at that company, they still make mistakes. The thing is about making a mistake, though, is not to quit and give up, but to just find another solution. If what you started to do isn't going to work, we just throw it away, move over to a different thing, and try to solve the problem a different way. As long as you don't give up, you will always solve the problem.